for joining us here, as well as our fellow comrades that are out there. We are the executive of the concerned citizens. We are 5 here because that was what was stipulated in the protest permit, that it's supposed to be 5 people that will deliver the demands to the authorities concerned. So to read their statement as well as the demands, the concerned citizens, together with many Gambians, both at home and diaspora, civil servants and private sectors, unemployed and underemployed, wish to convey our concerns through a peaceful protest about the proposed bills in the National Assembly, designed to increase the salaries and pensions of members of National Assembly, as well as remunerations and other entitlements for the judicial officers. It is our belief that the members of the National Assembly have decided to operate unconstitutionally. Hence, the 1997 Constitution of the Gambia, Section 112, subsection B, clearly stipulated that all members shall regard themselves as servants of the people of the Gambia, desist from any conduct by which they seek improperly to enrich themselves or alienate themselves from the people, and shall discharge their duties and functions in the interest of the nation as a whole, and in doing so shall be influenced by the dictates of the conscience and national interest. Regarding the clause from the Constitution, we as concerned citizens and taxpayers who ought to be served by the members of the National Assembly as enshrined in the Constitution are unequivocally opposed to these proposed bills that are aimed at serving the interests and enriching the members of the Parliament and judiciary over the general public as a whole. Sadly, these bills are proposed at a time when the majority of civil servants and private sector employees barely feed their families on their salaries for half of a month due to the escalating rise of or escalating high cost of living. The majority of young people are unemployed, leaving them vulnerable to drugs and irregular migration. Addressing these unfortunate conditions that the majority of the people or Gambians face should be the focus of a house that is supposed to be the guardian of the people by making laws that address the needs and aspirations of the general public. As such, the concerned citizens are making the following demands, which we want the members of Parliament to address in the soonest possible time. The demands read: first, withdraw the National Assembly members' salaries and pensions bill. We unequivocally demand that this bill be withdrawn from the Assembly, since it is aimed at serving the interests and enriching the members of Parliament over the other civil servants and the general public as a whole. So the second demand is withdraw the judicial officers' remuneration and other entitlements bill. We demand that the National Assembly withdraw the Judicial Officers Bill 2024, which disproportionately allocates national resources to a selected group while neglecting the needs of the broader population. The third demand is fair compensation for all public servants. We call for a fair, balanced approach to compensation for all public servants, ensuring that salaries and benefits are aligned with the country's economic realities and do not create significant disparities. The fourth one is equitable allocation of national resources. We urge the government to prioritize the allocation of national resources to critical sectors such as education, healthcare, security, infrastructure, and agriculture to improve the living standard of all Gambians. The fifth one is accountability for the National Assembly members. We call for mechanisms that will avail the electorate to hold National Assembly members to account for their decisions and actions, ensuring they act in the best interest of their constituents. The sixth one is promotion of social justice. We advocate for policies and promote social justice and reduce income inequality, ensuring that all citizens have the opportunity to live a decent life in the Gambia. The seventh one is National Assembly members should engage electorates before passing critical bills. The National Assembly members should go back to the people who voted them, hear from them, and make decisions based on what majority of those voters want, since they are not representing their only self or only interest, but the interest of the people who voted for them. The final one, which is the 8th point, government to introduce a new pay scale. The government to prioritize the well-being of all civil servants, to introduce salaries and a pension that will ensure teachers, nurses, security personnel, and other key workers receive better salaries, and this also involves the private sector employees. The current pay scale is very poor. We recommend that this proposed pay scale be introduced in the Parliament as soon as possible. Failure to attend to our demands, we shall endeavor to organize a nationwide protest And we shall continue to protest against these bills until our voices are heard and respected by you, the servants of the people. Equally, we want to categorically make it clear that we are your brothers and sisters who are concerned with the life of an ordinary Gambian. We are not in any way a threat to any institution, neither are we selective in fighting for justice, most especially economic justice for our people. We believe that the members of parliament are servants. You will critically look into these demands and respect the voice and concerns of the electorate by addressing these demands. Signed by the president of the movement, Lamin Manjang. So that is.
Sir, can you give us your name, please?
I am Lamin Mani. I have one thing to say.
Okay, Mr. Mane, you just presented.
Let them have their questions.
No, we're not
against Lini Bilby. Example B, Warna Banyo Surisa. We the teachers. Kuma johe kensa, manna johe kuma bopa. A modato 3 earning 6,000, paying rent, study fees, feeding, and you lini bari dal. Yow su fekke ne ñun ñoo nekk ci lini classe 24 sa den ko jënda gulu jënda everything with your salaries ndig lego le nga dem fa ñu ne la para ñëwut so ñoom war nañoo ut beneen yoon bi ñu improve dan ñoom ñu wax ne dañoo ñëw sa yokka ci bill for what ñun ñu ngi nii ñu ngi dee duñ ko defee monkey walk babun it's duñ ko def gis nga bi suñ ko cancelute ñun suñ génnaatee beneen Gambia la ñoo gis billahi dafa metti Gambia bi dafa metti torop cost of living bi dafa metti cost of living bi dafa metti renting bi dafa metti defuñ ci dara still defuñ fi dara we are struggling dañoo sacrifice dëkk bi ñun ñëpp ko moom waaye su ñëwee ba si sàcca tamit o lan la jàppale ka foofu ñu defee ko neneen daal.
I am in solidarity of these young people. I am not against an increasement, but I say no to selective increasement. It should be across the board. We have been seeing this bill. It was part of the draft concerns, 2020 draft concern, and they just extract it from the draft concern and bring it a separate bill. And most of the member of parliament at the assembly, they reject the draft concern based on this bill and term limits. Why now? And I think after all, we spent $160 million for the draft concern. So what I'm saying that I am not against any increasement, but should be across the board. That's my position. That's why I'm here so as part of the protest. I say we don't need, and most of the member of parliament at the assembly, if you go to their constituency, they are struggling. They don't even have a clean water. They don't even have a very good road network in their own constituencies. And most of their people are suffering. So you have been elected to come to the assembly to represent the people, not to your personal interests. But what I'm seeing, all the increasements is only based on the national assemblies, the government side and the judicial. I think this is wrong, and that's why I'm here to reject the bill and also call the national assembly members, let them go back to their constituencies, let them consult with their people, ask them whether they should vote the bill or not. The speaker to engage the member of parliament, discuss with them, because these people, they are Gambians, they vote these people in office. So I think it's important we do a very peaceful protest to show our position that we don't want the bill to pass. The bill was part of the draft constitutions. Let them bring the draft constitution back. Most of the members of parliaments who are supporting the ruling party, they reject the draft constitution based on this bill and the term limits. So we say no to selective increasements. It should be across the board. Teachers, doctors, nurses, messenger, cleaners, everybody, even the drivers at the government side.
Your mic down.
So mejang kanying kibaro tan di dunia bela aning Gambia banko mumebe ngaje ko nying kibaro mem batan diga mantra fo kam mol dama milele angale kama moy modol fana be jelemi yalo e kanna kandol fo mimbi ko manni ka kawol anin na jola kan le surwa kanol woto ku mem bo nyama pour nga jego me tilim mem fay kan me tilim men kele kan ay tilim nying fana ya tamandi woto nyanda ka fo kanol le kama mim fana yalo mol milil be ko ma jana e be suwol kono isa moy ka minefo so coming mba nta be fo la mi yalo ko ma atia sawa nyame na nta ba atalale kaje ko coming ntol mu banku dingol la de mi ala ka ko solatale sorry ntol mu banku dingol la de mi ala ka ko ntol solatale andum nawo solala ya kan na wilda ngana nganying kibaro futandi nyim national assembly mo mimun na député so woto kunna ntol be ko ku ke kanjang amun tol la kelolti amu mul la kelo milbe Gambia bantala bango ka fo me diaspora amu mon la kelo de million ka fo ke be do ko le ka fo la employ amu mon la kelo de million ka fo ke imantara do ko ani milil fanan man si do ko la woto kunnan mantara ndam mala ko bari be Gambia be la kelo la jang ka tenten ka je ko kula be keri nyim banko kan mi yalon ka fo ko amantol nyaafa lafta ka wulinga kele nga je ko ay bo